Fourth is the decision to sell or process further a product. An important decision that the manager must make with regards to joint products is to whether to sell or process further. Now the key point in this decision is that all the all of the joint production costs are irrelevant to the sell or process further decision. Only the sales value split off point, the further processing costs, and the eventual sales value are relevant to this decision. Now do take note of these three items: split sales value at split off, the further processing cost, and the eventual sales value. Otherwise, these are only the relevant costs in this decision. Otherwise, the other costs, they're irrelevant already. So just remember these three. Before we move on to the illustration, we're going. Let's say, for example, in the decision to sell a process further, you have a milk, and in the milk you can turn it to a chocolate or pastillas. Then the cost of turning the milk into a pastillas or chocolate rather than selling the milk already is considered the process further. So we're considering if it's profitable to sell the milk as it is, or if it is profitable if we process it further into pastillas or chocolate, and that is what in this fourth decision making is. That's what we're talking about. And let's move on to the illustration for you to better understand this. Betrum Company processes a number of chemical compounds used in producing industrial cleaning products. One compound is decomposed into two chemicals, androgen and dophenol. The cost of processing one batch of compound is $74,000 rather, and the result is 6,000 gallons of androgen and 8,000 of dophenol. Betrum Chemicals can sell the androgen at split-off point for $11 per gallon and the dophenol for $6.75 per gallon. Alternatively, the androgen can be processed further at the cost of $8 per gallon of androgen into sermine. It takes 3 gallons of androgen for every gallon of sermine. A gallon of sermine sells for $60. Should the company sell at split-off point or process further? Now, let's do this. Let's answer this illustration. Now, in answering this problem, we have to identify first what is the problem. Should the company sell at split-off point or process further? Now, what we have here in the problem is that the company is considering whether to process further or sell at split-off point the androgen, because the androgen is the only one that is being considered to process it further into sermine, which can be sold for 60 pesos, $60 rather. The dophenol is originally and will be sold at split-off point. Hence, it is irrelevant in our decision making. Now with that, let's identify the relevant and irrelevant costs and revenue. Now, the cost of processing one batch of compound, which totals of $74,000, that is an irrelevant cost because it is a joint cost. Now, the sales price of androgen is relevant, which is 11 per gallon. The androgen that can be processed further at the cost of $8 per gallon is a relevant cost, and when the androgen is processed further to sermine, the sermine which is being sold for $60 is a relevant revenue. Now with that, we can identify, or rather we can already compute for this decision making. Now first, before that, let's compute the sales price at split-off point of androgen. Now remember that the number of gallons is 6,000. Now multiply that to the sales price at split-off point of androgen, which is 11, and we'll get a total sales at split-off point of $66,000. Now, if we consider processing it further, let's compute first the number of gallons for sermine. Now, the number of gallons of androgen, which is 6,000, and do take note that in the problem it says here that 3 gallons of androgen for every gallon of sermine. That is your ratio. So for every gallon of androgen, we'll get if for every 3 gallons of androgen, we'll get 1 gallon of sermine. So divide the 6,000 by 3 and we'll get the total gallons of sermine of 2,000 and multiply that to the sales price of sermine, which is 60, and we'll get the total sales after further processing of $120,000. Now for the total cost of further processing, so remember that the total gallons of andurin, which is 6,000, and multiply that to the total cost of further processing per gallon, which is $8 per gallon, I will get a total cost of further processing, which is $48,000, which is the product of 6,000 times 8. And with that, we can already move on to the final solution. Final solution is here. So the sales at split off point is 66,000 and the process further is $120,000, and get the difference, we'll get a $54,000. And the $54,000 represents the increase in sales if we process further the andurin. And the further processing will cost us a $48,000. And so the incremental revenue is here. So the difference between the incremental profit is 72 versus the 66. So if we process further the andurin, we'll get an additional or increase in net income of $6,000. So the decision is to process further the andurin in order for us to get more profit